oh, well, this is Hasina checking in from Newcastle, South Africa, and just being with the different weather. It's been really cold, and now it's windy and a lot warmer. So just being with in that space.
Hi, this is Helena checking in from Switzerland, from the Lake of Constance. Yeah, I'm working a lot inside this morning in my in my head, so I can feel alertness and also a bit of being nervous. So, but I could already feel being with you that I start to center in my heart.
Era here in Cuvier, France, and just got back from Zurich, presented our vision to the Pioneer Fund. So that was fun times with Silvana, my colleague there. And I went to back here in Tivier, they called us to the mayor's city hall to talk about the park, because we're all back on the park to talk about our visions for the park. So I'm going to be part of that process with the local neighbors. So that's a nice grounding piece. And the kids are on school time now. So we've been out to the beaches and playing on the water park slides and falling down. Getting whiplash a little bit in my neck, just relaxing through that. And the raspberries are still fruiting. And so they just bring me joy every day. And a little picture about it here. You can see raspberry joy.
That's nice.
Beautiful.
And I've been practicing my music this morning with the song about feminine leadership. That's where I am.
Well, Kara, a question struck me when you talked about the park. I'd love to know, like, what the conversation is and what the city hall is for, and how you're bringing the consciousness and, everything that you're about into it.
Yeah, well, there's sort of a football pitch, and it's just outside my house here, and then like you can walk around it in a big circle with some trees, and it used to be like a really big tree park, like beautiful 1800s. Somebody did it up as a nice the town, of so people could walk and be peaceful and beautiful. And over the years they've cut it all down and sold the wood, and it's still nice, but it's like it's always being, then they put a highway through, so there's always something. And so then this past year and a half, there's the big part around, and then you can walk towards the campsite, and then there's a really nice nature trail there that goes to a beautiful stream, and that's where I would stop and sing and feel sort of connected to deep ancestral nature, sort of singing. And then they've come through with, and like bulldozed it all and made it into like a wider road with rocks on it. So like this little sort of sweet, deep path where you had to kind of walk over the roots. And I would stop one day and watch the ants just all sort of go past, you know, and sing a song about that, you know. So it was this really sacred space for me. And then I'd walk up the hill a bit, and then there's a spot where the sun would kind of come through, and I'd lie down again and sort of, and just like really be in nature. And so then they've kind of like bulldozed that all down and to make a nice path that cars can go on and more people can walk. It's like more accessible, but it's like, like you had no regard for the beauty of this place. And it's such a tiny little corner of nature left, you know, and it's like, oh, let's make that industrial too. You know, it's like, you know, so just like, it just really brings out that connection with how much all the sacredness of life gets destroyed, little piece by piece, and that sort of rage is like, oh, someone has to stand up, someone has to say something. So there's our neighbors, they came quite prepared. I wasn't really connected with them in advance, but they said, no, look, this place is designated as a national, you know, place of interest, you know, remarkable countryside area. And we can't just keep demolishing it and putting up more buildings. And the counselors are sort of like, yeah, but it's for everyone, and the sports associations don't have anywhere, and this is what the people want, and you have to think about the bigger picture. It's not just don't be NIMBYs. It was kind of, they called us all there as because it was our backyard. Then their message was like, don't be NIMBYs, kind of was the sort of the under text of it. It's like, and then, but the people were coming sort of like, save the trees, with a little bit of a, you're not listening to us, save the trees kind of feeling. And so then they were sort of defensive and like, no, we have a tree expert, but that's not good enough. Blah, blah, blah. So there was a little bit of back and forth sort of thing. And then they were saying, well, we have a process we want to invite you into that says, what's the bigger vision for what do we want the vision for the park to be? And so I suggested, well, let's have a facilitator for the next sessions, because it was too like, they're trying to give the people space, but then one woman who had really good points and was quite well prepared, she sort of dominated the space and took all the air, and in a good way, but she was challenging. So then they had to be on their defensive instead of creating a collaborative visions together, you know. So I just offered my services, and how can I help and be involved in that collaborative way. And at one point I was sort of near the end, it was kind of blah, the energy was sort of like drifting off. We'd been there a while and everyone was talking, okay, quiet, you know. And I felt like I was like, I just need to stand up and like start singing, but I wasn't brave enough to do it because I didn't know anybody, and it's the mayor's office. So I did for a minute, just sitting there. I just went, oh. But it wasn't really that noticeable because everyone was talking. And I wondered if that would do something, but it didn't quite. But I think some people kind of noticed. But I was like, what? And so that was interesting, because I know if I have that impulse, like I really should, but it's like, oh, like social pressure is hard to figure out. And I was like, well, what do I know exactly? I don't know what I would say, but I know that's not a problem. Like it's not like I can't say I'm a speak because I don't know what I'm going to say. I know that if I, you know, but can I, anyway, yeah. So it's that, but I think there's a gentler way to get that into it, like, you know, helping facilitate the thing and then coming with a poem or something like that. So I like, you know, do it a bit more softly, subtly. Yeah.
I kind of think the singing would be a pattern interrupt if you get into that space, and it might actually give people a lot of freedom, you know, to just drop into their hearts. Yeah. Welcome, Annelies, Anja. So great to see both of you. Would you like to check in? You muted, Annelies.
first of all, happy continuation day for you, dear Anja. We will leave your path here. Yeah, this morning I took exercises because I felt that I had to work more with the body, so it's prepared for I do not know exactly what. And then again, I come from this integral and spiral dynamics background, and maybe you heard of Ken Wilber, and he wrote a new book, and that was all about showing up, and also about the difficulty of showing up. And he used terms I don't really use, because I feel it's essential to live in wholeness now. And his book was about how to come into this wholeness. If you want a precise title, I can give it to you. So I'm wondering today, where am I in wholeness? And what are aspects I could add to or something to be truly whole? Mostly it has to do with what also Yukara just said on the group pressure, but the group pressure is mirroring back to us, and it's in us that we fear to show up then, or it's in us about this self-love. And this is the main, I circle back to that. And this morning also, what is an essence, what is an expression of my self-love? Is that being here with you? Or is that really going into retreat with me? Or is it both? So I decided on both. So I'm truly here now. And I always find it difficult to look at you all when I talk. Do you have that also? That if you talk, that you think, to who shall I look? Because I want to look at all of you. But it also makes me a little restless in myself. And then, but I do not want to gaze out, This is also this gazing out. I feel it's not an expression of myself, of my, being present. So, I hope I touched all your eyes now and saying hello. I see you. I'm here. And thank you for offering. Hasina.
Thank you, Annelies. And the woman whose birth we're celebrating today, Anja.
Well, I'm just here, landing a little bit, but not landing. So I dreamt this night to be a universal child. So I deeply know that I am, and I share it with you. So you are, and I know deeply we are. And so I'm standing here in my atelier. What is the English word for atelier? So it's the French expression.
Workshop.
Yeah, being in my messy thing here, just preparing everything, which has to be really in focus for Sunday or for Saturday. People are coming and want to see my artwork. So it's a little bit about what you're talking about. Who am I? So when I'm here and I wanted to show up here, so when I'm with you, I know I can be myself, whatever it is to show up. So who am I when I work at school and teach children and be an intercultural whatever thing, being called to look for a child that left school with 9-year-olds, totally out of control. And I just went through this tiny village and sang my song and called him in. and he showed up again. So whatever it is, if you do it in silence or show up, yeah, I'm here to show up Sunday with that of my competence and what I have to offer. So yeah, have a look in my mess. I'm just creative a little bit.
I can't say that again, Anja. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm not to hear when I'm not in front of it. So that's me. What is in the background? So what I wanted to offer or can offer you is a kind of artwork which I'm doing, because I'm also I'm a very visual thing. I'm hearing things, and I'm seeing things, and then I'm starting to paint it. But I'm also trained in calligraphy and also in Chinese Qigong. So what I do is to bring that space into body work and also into creative work. And what I think I showed you, and that's a sign, and that's the, okay, that's this one, no, this one there, the red one.
Okay. Oh. That's
Yeah,
so
the fire one, I
beautiful.
like that. I like that a lot. It needs its own space though, I can tell, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the dragon. Yeah.
That's good. Is it a gold ink you're using? It's so cool.
Oh, wow.
So this time, what I show is calligraphy, and I started to co-create with a. In Germany, we say she's an artist, which is covering things with gold. So we started to have a co-creation on that, and I did the calligraphy, I did the ceremonial part, and then we decided which metal we bring on. So we have gold, we have white gold, we have copper, we have all those kinds of really fantastic spiritual things, and we present this in combination to tarot cards. So we really make a tiny bit of our whole thing really as a co-creative work together, and show up what it means to be together, and also showing each one things, and have really a special thing to show. And that's I just wanted to show you that, and you can dance that, you can make moves on that, and one of you thought, okay, the red one is it, or whatever you think which is inspiring you, you can dance that and be that in the body. So that's the really beautiful thing in it, and you can move with everything in the head and in the body. And I just want to invite you to be that today. Whatever you feel, just be it with every cell. Yeah, I just want to share that with you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And who are we? Who are we?
Yeah, that's what we could explore, that we really could explore. So there is a, and you know my work a little bit for that, what I'm doing, I'm just offering that space, and then something can show up. So whatever I know already can show up. So maybe a sign I already know, but when we open that space, something can be shown and show up which we not yet knew. So a sign or a picture, something like that, which is coming out of that space. So when we enter a we space, then really something new is coming. No one ever did that. So we did that, and we can do that. So we can enter that and be that, show up, which shape this being is having.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
maybe something already showed up.
So some locals, are you expecting some locals to come at one time all together to go through a process?
Yes. Yeah. So what I do is I do it also with persons. I do it with children. That's very fantastic because they are so present and really something is showing up and that's it. So with the adults, you always have to draw them from somewhere to go somewhere in the unexpected land. So with children, it's more easier, and I love that work. And when we do it with a group, then really something is showing up, and we will do that. And I'm working with essential oils also, and I'm working with a special wood. And then we can do something creative, which is also smelling and really beautiful. Yeah. So in that kind of what I do with the body, sculpturing the body in my work. So sculpturing a picture or something like that. So yeah, that's something really people can do together.
Could you do that also hybrids?
Pardon?
Could you do that hybrids? I
Yeah.
asked deliberately hybrid and not online, because online it can sometimes become a little static because you preparing your own, but so like this in your workshop, and you walking over there and we joining in there, not maybe now but some other day, that would be lovely.
Yeah, but it's very, very comfortable to just do such things, because when you do things for your own and you are in that meditative state and you only are focused on yourself and that, let me say, the white picture calling for something to show up in front of your eyes, which is not meant for somebody else, then it's also very comfortable for some people just to sit in their safe space at home and drawing and doing something, and also doing it in a wrong way and nobody's seeing you. So some kind like that.
Yes, but you're starting to be in the teacher now. It's fine with me, but I was really wondering if you could um, do the process and we do the process, because I feel that we all have this empty sheet in a way, at this moment, to express ourselves in writing or in creating, for starting this little seed for whatever, and but it's more like bringing it to the space that you can do that together in your own way. So this is what I was wondering if you were offering.
Yeah,
And not
I
only
will.
in life, but
Yeah, it
hybrid.
would be
Yeah.
a pleasure to do so. It would be a pleasure for me to do so. So I'm calling in always that energy, and when you support that we meet, that we really meet.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's it. And that's, yeah. To
yeah,
me, it's also why I say that it has maybe more to do with me than with you, but it's about that I feel that it's not possible anymore to follow or to have all the teaching. I'm really, I cannot hear the teaching anymore. It's really that I feel that the expression has come from my inner source.
yeah,
And it's of course very important to have some facilitation sometimes, or some space where things can happen. But it's really, to me, it's a very thin line
yeah,
where
yeah,
we teach each other, or and for me, that what it's not about, um, not being able to hold someone above me or something, or which I used to have, that I did not want these authorities, or but it's more like it's the invitation to really come to this point, to be in together in the wave. Yeah.
yeah. I just want to have a little bit of an expression for that. these are the materialized things of that idea what you're talking about, I think, or what got in resonance with me. So I worked with an artist together. So she had an idea, I had an idea, we just did. And this is the outcome of two of those things. The red one, no, this one, this one. The red one, I told her, please take that color and make it in that shape because I want to do something. And then she did. And it's only my, let me say, my work, because I had the idea and that's my expression. And this year, that had been just a white paper. And then I just had a little bit of an experiment with a color I was not used to do. I just had the experiment, and then it became beautiful. I put my hand in gold and put my hand on it, so it really took my handwriting. And out of the blue, the whole material fell up. So everything I wanted to show up with, and I had the idea, it simply did not work out. And then it just washed away itself. And then I said to her, yep, just go ahead, do whatever you think we could do. And then she did something and put something on it. And then I came back and said, okay, let me say, I just need to do it this way and that way. And so we made it in and we found out it was like in the old days, as artists work together in tribes and in big groups. So they just did whatever had been to do. Let me say it, for building a cathedral, you needed not one master and one teacher, but some kind of head off. And then we decided, just because the gold paintings, and to be at that gold is the last stage of this painting, what we decided to do. So she had been, let me say, in every case, she needed to be the last step, because we decided to make it in gold. And then we just, so we came together that we teach each other something. I of the calligraphy, we both exchanged each other for the spiritual background of the Kabbalah and my Qigong teaching. So we were both masters, and with our knowledge that met and came together, and this is the outcome. This is just the outcome. Yeah. And it was so beautiful to see. We did not really teach each other, but we shared our knowledge and wisdom. And that's just simply what it is. This is the sign for heaven. So it's heaven on earth. And I painted the heaven, well, it came like that. I painted the heaven on earth.
That's beautiful, Anja.
Yeah, so,
Really beautiful.
and I said, okay, I want to have that color and that shape, and
Yeah.
she finally just did the finishing, but so
Yeah.
we played with that.
Yeah. Well, I want to, before we go forward and we hear Helena's voice too, I just want to continue the tradition that Anna-Marie started. It's Anja's birthday, and we each get to, if we feel like it, if you feel called, say something we appreciate about her. So, Anja, I don't know if you, oh, there you are.
I'm here. I have to just
Okay.
ignore them because they are.
That's fine.
As if when something new is exploring, the old things are just falling down, you know.
Yep, dissolving of the old, right. Well, Anja, what I appreciate about you is I appreciate your creativity and just your original way of being, that you just come as self, and you have so many different talents and passions and so on, and you just come to the table as who you are. And I can feel that, like we're talking about wholeness. I can feel that from you, and I appreciate what you bring every time, because you always bring something that can be shared by others. Yeah. Well, thank you.
I can continue. Yeah, Anja. But I really appreciate. I have some problems with pronouncing today. Really interesting. So appreciate. Yeah, is that you really follow your impulses, and sometimes it seems as if it can be hard for yourself to follow your impulses, but there's this big trust in and the connection with the divine that you honor, and that it will show up for you and what is there to be seen. And what is not easy is that to bring that outside, and let people follow, and bring people together. But you are really unstoppable in that, and you keep doing that. And also, I see your fine tuning gets finer and finer, and I really appreciate that. That's the wondrous part of you, which is so difficult to catch in words, is coming through you, and with the effort, bringing us all aligned and in sync. Thank you for that.
Kara, you're muted if you're saying something. Oh, I didn't know if you.
No, I was just struggling there. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate, I see in Anja how deep you are, how deeply connected to, I don't know if it's the spirit world, or that you can, like, I trust your depth of sensing and seeing, and your sort of a gentle service, that you're really present and here. And if something is coming like a criticism or a request, you just are like, okay, yep, I'm here for that too, which is refreshing, and just a solid, good person who I enjoy working with and being with. And yeah, I'm always bringing something fresh and deep and interesting. Just been enjoying co-creating and holding space with you these last months, getting to know you more.
Yeah, it's interesting to participate, as I only got to know you now, Anja. But I also hear the invitation to creativity, and I love looking at you, how you are able to receive what you are hearing, and that's beautiful. And I love that you have this effect. You must have a very open heart, so that you include and attract children. So you've used a lot of words and gestures, but I suppose the children, they feel your energy. And I love that you give them obviously space as you give us space to be with you and to be with the art and to be with themselves. Happy birthday.
I thank you all so much. I didn't want to take that much time, but I hope that I could share something with you. And when I now come with something unexpected, don't be afraid. Okay, I don't want to scare you.
Oh.
One of my spiritual animals is dead, but I also can come like that, you know. So it's always like a little bit of being okay. So just be the funny part today. So I'm in school for 4 hours now. So I will leave you in the outer space, and I give great thanks for being with me and having me today. Much love, and I hope to see you very soon and have close you to my heart. Bye.
Bye. Helena, what's on your heart? What would you like to voice?
I think it really touched me what Anneliese said, that presence comes from source. So where do I come from today? Because I landed here a bit scattered because I was so much in my thinking beforehand. Yeah, this is something, and this question, how to show up. I had an interesting experience yesterday because I went in the forest, and beforehand I read something, and something got triggered. An old thing. When looking back at it, it was like a dark heart. It was actually, it felt like a heart in its structure and in its complexity, connected to fear. And this, when I met this, I really don't want to meet anyone, and I feel other people are, it's really bad. They are like an enemy, even if I don't know them. Could just observe that. And so and I went in the forest, and so this man showed up with his little basket, and he was to collect pilze, what's that, mushrooms. And I just stayed with this darkness inside, with my feelings. And suddenly just being there, so I suppose that's being present with myself. I had the feeling something was leading me. So and this man, obviously I attracted him because I was in fear, so, which never happens usually. And then I felt guided, and I just talked to him, and that's probably showing up. And it's a small incident, but it's an incident in daily life, and it helped me. Life helped me to come out of this dark, fearful place. Yeah. And so I feel a resonance listening to you, Anneliese, today, but from a different level. And yeah, I just think I'm going to be with this after I've left you. So, and I thank you very much to come to this space again, but yeah, I wonder what this difference actually is like. Meet my dark heart. Or yeah.
what I what I really receive from you now is the subtlety of it, and also the showing up with the, well, ugly is a big word for that, but it's what we feel ugly in ourselves or something, or it should not be there. I feel more and more how important is how to befriend that, because sometimes we do not know, I do not know where it's coming from, because I just cannot remember yet, or it's early life, so early life, or maybe it's in other lives, and I'm not able to see that totally yet. I get flares of that, and so this gives me also sort of gently opening up, and then I have to laugh at how seriously I did that when I was in a Buddhist retreat, where I was the one who was, for the lunchtime, I had to put all the dinner on the tables, or the lunch on the tables. We were with 60 people, so long rows, and then I was in the meditation, so I forgot. And then I was in the row, and then there was no food on the desks. I said, "What idiot has forgotten to put the dinner on the table?" And that was me. And then this is so this hostility towards also the other was me. There it was so gross at that moment, but then it's it's such more subtle now, and but I feel a lot of comfort in that it's coming up in this time, in a that it can be there, and that I can hold it. And I had a beautiful book from Lisette Schuitenmaker. It's about the 5 child conclusions. Maybe you know it. And what I love is that she says it's for my child conclusion, and just bring your hand to your shoulder and be with that. And no one who has to see that as a comfort for your child, which is has been so or so so crunched. Yeah. Befriend the crunch, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and then probably something becomes whole again, and can show up again. Something, it's I love it that we cannot think about this. It's also in the being. So the
Mm.
being whole is acting then, or something like that. Yeah, well, I do not want to do as if I know, but this is what I am really at the moment. What I feel this is really important for me now to love the part in me which has the black heart as well.
Mm.
Yesterday I was talking to someone who was coming over to my home, and he has a very strong connection with his God. It's like a man, it's a person he talks with that way. But then we had a very nice conversation, because he really thinks in devils, and he keeps the village clean from demonic energies. I love that. I said, that's beautiful, thank you for doing that. And but also I feel that as long as I have this little Trump in me or whatever, it's still yeah, there's still some work to do. Yeah, needing to see and hold the Trump in me. Yeah, so not pushing it away like devil go away, devil go away. It's devil.
Devil, are you okay?
Devil, are you okay? Yeah. So yeah. So just bringing it in space for that's so at stake at the moment. Yeah. And we're not alone.
Oh my word, that should be a book title. Devil, are you okay? It's a very interesting thing. And so Kara, when you talked about safe spaces and darkness, for the Healing for Rising, and you invited me and said, do you want to do something with Akashic Records or something like that? And I said yes. There was a part of me where I was coming from. I always feel like I am the light. Like, I know that's what I came in for. So when people talk about their experiences with darkness, I know that they're not my experiences, because everyone comes in for something different. And as I sort of went to the theme, because I wanted to serve in the best way possible. And as I went to that theme, I realized that no, but you're actually demonizing the darkness. And then, went into the whole World War II thing, because it was that anniversary of D-Day, and thought, oh, wow. And now I'm reading this book. It's called How Do You Kill 11 Million People? And just saying the title, I find myself almost cringing, but it's a brilliant title, because it is about that, but it says, the subtitle is Why the Truth Matters, and just coming with that. And there aren't polarities. I always say that, but now I'm embodying it more, that, like the darkness dissolves into the light, which, in the different phases, darkness and light, just like the moon. So, yeah, that was my learning curve this year. And this book is absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
It's interesting to feel safe because I'm with you, inviting the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can join us in the ceremonies. We're always organizing something, mostly online, and it's always on the new moon.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a Hague Center page for that. Hey, Kara. If you go to, oh, okay, you're putting it in the chat or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I had a look already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, since we're almost at the end, I'm thinking, I love how the themes come out, like the pattern interrupt, and the freedom to be, and the darkness and light, and embracing of all. It's every bridging continent's call seems to have a different theme. It's awesome watching it unfold. And as we fold it away, because we're at the end now, shall we check out anything that you'd like to say or share?
I would like to check out with a question. It's very difficult for me to ask. I would ask you if you would be willing to activate 2 programs from me. One is Bella Center, which I'm working on with the little pairs at the moment, and it's birthing the new born, that's the new human born, and it's around, well, it doesn't matter what it's around. It will speak for itself, but it's about birthing the new human. And the other one is starting with a program for the city of Amsterdam, 750 years, to offer a constellation where they can get a lot of access about what is for them the coming 5 years at stake, where it's important to bring energy to, and working with all kinds of infrastructure, but one of them is the wheel of co-creation of Barbara Marx Hubbard and Spiral Dynamics Integral, of course. So just wanting to ask for your activating that. So
What does that mean to you, activating it?
I would like you to just say, oh wow, I activate that, or I cheer that, or I bring energy to that in this moment, yes, so that it can land, that it can go off.
Thank you for asking. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel with the Bella Center, when you show that picture, it's so activated. It's so alive, and it's so coming through you. And I definitely stand with and for you to hold that space the way that you're sensing it needs, in the timing that you know and feel is right in your soul, step by step, intuition by guided step. And then we're here for you when you feel off step or confused or sad or low energy, and if you need, when you need someone to remind you and see you and your potential to bring Bella forth into the world, that we hold this space. I hold this space for you, a womb of safety, for you to bring the divine light through you to the world.
Yeah. From my side, I love that you invite me to be part of the activation. I feel very honored, and yeah. And it's interesting that you ask this question, because I feel I've got a word now. It's being with my insecurity, or it feels insecure, this place. And it's beautiful to come to be asked to activate something from this place. It's like something new. It's like a gift. It's like an offer for this. And also the invitation to touch and feel secure.
I'm sending energy and just being with it and seeing its potential and its power, and also your connection with it, and the light that you get to bring to it as you birth it into this world, as you birth both programs into this world. I'm just sending energy for that and surrounding you with white light as you do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. And very conscious of consuming your time. So I check out with love.
Well, this has been a very good, wonderful time. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. And Kara, I don't know if you can hear, but yeah, thank you. Helena, great to have you. And Elise. Okay. Bye-bye. I just wanted to wait for you to come back. Say thank you for being here and all the best for your park conversation. Bye then.